now I know who you'd be. You'd be Matthew Garth, wouldn't you?
That's right.
You're as good as they say you are. Maybe as good as me.
Did you know some of your favorite screen legends were gay? Wait till you learn of the intricate web of strategies they employed to keep their orientation a secret. Here are 15 gay closet cases of Hollywood's golden age.
It's lucky for the husbands of Vienna that you're going to get married and settle down.
Who said I was going to settle down? Give me the phone. Yes, sir.
Anybody would think you weren't in love with Emily.
Number 15. Roman Navaro. Born Jose Ramon Gil Samaniego, Roman Navaro was a major box office star in the 1920s and 1930s. Remember, this was Hollywood's silent film era and the early years of sound films. One thing about Navaro, he was often cast as a romantic lead and sex symbol, and these were roles that capitalized on his good looks and charm. One of such is his epic role in the 1925 classic Ben-Hur, A Tale of the Christ. But despite being a prominent actor, his career was not without its challenges, and one of such is the fact that he led a complex life as a closeted gay man. During Navaro's career, Hollywood was heavily influenced by conservative societal norms. Homosexuality was not only stigmatized, but could also result in severe personal and professional repercussions. There was also the Hays Code. By governing film content, it enforced strict moral guidelines that made any depiction or suggestion of homosexuality a taboo. As a Mexican-American actor, Navaro also faced racial and cultural barriers. Being an immigrant in Hollywood added another layer of complexity to his public and private personas. So despite his easygoing public persona, Navaro's private life was marked by his homosexuality and how he had to keep it a secret. There was also speculation that the necessity of maintaining this secrecy likely caused significant personal strain and isolation. And like many of his contemporaries, he had to develop coping mechanisms to navigate his dual existence. For one, he was often seen in public with women, and there would also be subsequent rumors circulating that he was romantically involved with them just to deflect suspicion about his sexuality. Try as he might, he was still known to have had relationships with men. There were constant talks that he maintained romantic and sexual relationships with men discreetly. Naturally, these relationships were hidden from the public to protect his image and career. What he could manage, however, was keeping their names out of the public eye. At the end of the day, his legacy endured as a trailblazer who achieved significant success in an industry and era that was hostile to both his ethnicity and his sexuality.
Guess we couldn't pull this job without Al.
Number 14. Raymond Burr. Best known for his iconic roles in Perry Mason and Ironside, Raymond Burr led a life marked by significant professional success. But of course, making this list meant that he also had to struggle as a closeted gay actor. But that was just behind the scenes because Raymond Burr truly enjoyed a prolific career spanning several decades. He solidified his position as a household name through his outstanding television roles. His portrayal of a brilliant defense attorney, Perry Mason, and later Robert T. Ironside, the wheelchair-bound detective, solidified his status as a TV legend. Unfortunately, Burr's career peaked during a time when homosexuality was heavily stigmatized. The Hollywood industry, guided by the conservative social mores of the time and the strictures of the Hays Code, made it virtually impossible for actors to be openly gay without facing severe professional consequences. By the 1950s, it had become a perilous time as the Lavender Scare kicked off. This was notably a period of heightened anti-gay sentiment and persecution. These were factors that complicated the lives of LGBTQ+ individuals then, and Burr was one of them. That said, Raymond Burr's personal life was carefully orchestrated to maintain his public image. However, it was pretty much common knowledge that Burr was in a long-term relationship with Robert Benavides, an actor and later a producer who became his business partner. The two men met in the 1950s and remained together until Burr's death in 1993. Wondering how they stayed together? Well, Burr's sexuality was kept hidden from the public through a combination of strategic storytelling and calculated public appearances. To protect his career and maintain his privacy, Burr employed several strategies, like the creation of fictitious marriages and a non-existent son who supposedly died in a plane crash. Burr also avoided the spotlight as much as he could. He was known for being intensely private, often avoiding interviews and personal questions. With minimized scrutiny, he surely kept his personal life out of the public eye. Lastly, Burr and Benavides also framed their relationship as a professional partnership. Upon his death, Burr willed his entire estate to Benavides. At the end of the day, his relationship with Benavides, though private, was a testament to their enduring love and commitment, which lasted nearly 4 decades.
What castle, Daddy?
The castle on the moors, Edgar. Go there, please.
There's no castle on the moors, Daddy.
Number 13, Laurence Olivier. No doubt one of the greatest actors of the 20th century, Laurence Olivier had a complex personal life that included rumors and speculation about his sexuality. Interestingly, he was primarily known for his numerous heterosexual relationships and marriages. But of course, two truths can coexist. There still were persistent claims that Olivier had relationships with men. To understand his particular situation, we will begin with his career and public persona. Laurence Olivier was renowned for his work on both stage and screen. His roles in Shakespearean plays and classics filming such as Wuthering Heights in 1939, Rebecca in 1940, and Hamlet in 1948 solidified his status as an acting legend. Naturally, he was celebrated for his intense performances, commanding presence, and versatility both as an actor and director. Sadly, Olivier's career spanned a period marked by strict societal norms regarding sexuality. Homosexuality was not only stigmatized, but also illegal in the UK until 1967. Even the entertainment industry, which was typically more progressive than other sectors, still adhered to these societal norms. As such, it was difficult for actors to be openly gay or bisexual. Moving on, Olivier's personal life was publicly characterized by his marriages to actresses Jill Esmond, Vivien Leigh, and Joan Plowright. However, there have been long-standing rumors about his relationships with men, including claims of affairs with actors such as Danny Kaye and playwright Noel Coward. These relationships were never publicly acknowledged by Olivier, and the truth remains a matter of speculation. But if Olivier did have relationships with men, he must have employed several strategies like getting into high-profile marriages just to maintain his public image and protect his career. His marriage, particularly to Vivien Leigh, was highly publicized and helped to solidify his heterosexual image. His turbulent relationship with Leigh in particular kept the public and media focused on their drama rather than his private and possibly closeted life. Olivier's intense dedication to his craft and his numerous professional achievements also helped divert attention from his personal life. His status as a revered actor may have also provided him some protection from invasive scrutiny.
You like girls?
Of course. But do we have time?
Number 12, Tab Hunter. Born Arthur Andrew Kelm, Tab Hunter became a major star in the 1950s. From his popular roles in films like Battle Cry in 1955 and Damn Yankees in 1958, Hunter solidified his position as a prominent heartthrob of the 1950s screen. With his striking good looks and charm, he was a favorite among teenage audiences and a leading man in numerous romantic roles. It also helped that Warner Brothers Studio had groomed him as a matinee idol. They crafted his public image in a way that emphasized his rugged masculinity and heterosexual appeal. However, Tab Hunter soon faced significant personal and professional challenges as a closeted gay actor in Hollywood. During Hunter's peak years as an actor, the entertainment industry and society at large were deeply intolerant of homosexuality. From the public scandal to loss of roles and social ostracization, being openly gay could ruin an actor's career. So how did he navigate a successful career while concealing his true identity in an era of pervasive homophobia? For one, Hunter was often paired with female stars for publicity purposes. These romances were orchestrated by the studio to reinforce his heterosexual image. One notable example was his highly publicized relationship with actress Natalie Wood. There was also a high level of discretion in his personal relationships. Hunter's relationships with men were conducted with extreme caution. Still, rumors of relationships with several men in Hollywood, including actor Anthony Perkins, made it to the mill. And when rumors about his sexuality surfaced, Hunter, like many of his contemporaries, denied them. On the bright side, Hunter's legacy underwent a significant transformation when he publicly came out as gay in his 2005 autobiography, Tab Hunter Confidential: The Making of a Movie Star. In his memoir, Hunter candidly discussed the difficulties of being a closeted gay actor in Hollywood and the impact it had on his life and career. So while he couldn't live truly and freely in the beginning, he made sure to speak his truth in his later years.
You understand? I don't hate her. I hate what she's become. I hate the illness.
Number 11, Anthony Perkins. Best known for his iconic role as Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, Perkins was known for his boyish charm, intense performances, and complex characters. However, his life and career definitely offers a compelling look into the struggles of maintaining a public image while concealing one's true identity during a time of widespread homophobia in Hollywood. Anthony Perkins achieved early success in Hollywood with roles in films such as Friendly Persuasion in 1956 and Fear Strikes Out in 1957. However, it was his portrayal of Norman Bates in 1960's Psycho that solidified his place in cinematic history. Again, this was a period when homosexuality was heavily stigmatized and could ruin an actor's career. As such, being openly gay was not considered an option for those seeking to maintain their professional standing and popularity. So great was the fear of damaging his career and facing social ostracism that he kept his relationships a secret. Try as he might, there were talks of his relationships with several men in Hollywood, including fellow actor Tab Hunter and dancer-choreographer Grover Dale. Would you be surprised to learn that Perkins married photographer Barry Berenson in 1973? Of course not. These closeted gay stars were more than willing to do anything to appear heterosexual. This marriage was fruitful, as they even had 2 sons together. While Perkins likely had genuine affection for Berenson, their marriage definitely served to bolster his heterosexual image and deflect suspicion about his sexuality. Sad, but this secrecy was essential for preserving his career. So when rumors about his sexuality emerged, Perkins avoided addressing them directly. We imagine the constant pressure to hide his true self likely contributed to feelings of isolation and emotional distress. Perkins' life eventually took a tragic turn when he was diagnosed with HIV in the early 1990s. He kept his diagnosis private and only publicly acknowledged his sexuality shortly before his death in 1992. Barry Berenson, his wife, remained by his side until his passing, and his death brought attention to the struggles faced by closeted gay actors and individuals living with HIV/AIDS.
Brother Ralph, about the bingo Patricia wants to put in, I must take exception to it if we could have a little talk, perhaps.
Number 10. Richard Chamberlain. Richard Chamberlain, a respectable member of the LGBTQ+ community, turned 90 this year. However, he was a closeted gay man at the peak of his fame. Best known for his roles in Dr. Kildare, The Thornbirds, and The Man in the Iron Mask, Richard Chamberlain experienced significant professional successes in the 60s. His charm, good looks, and talent made him a beloved figure among audiences, and he quickly became a heartthrob. His career continued to flourish with roles in miniseries such as The Thornbirds and Shogun, and films like The Towering Inferno and King Solomon's Mines. Impressively, he did this while grappling with the challenges of being a closeted gay actor. He did this because the entertainment industry demanded that actors conform to a heterosexual image. So while Chamberlain knew he was gay from a young age, he kept his sexuality hidden for fear of professional and personal repercussions. His relationships with men were kept private, and he notably went to great lengths to protect his secret. Like many actors of his time, Chamberlain was often seen with women in public, and his romantic image was carefully managed by his handlers. Chamberlain had long-term relationships with men, including his partner Martin Rabbit, but these were kept out of the public eye. The couple lived together and even moved to Hawaii to escape the constant scrutiny of Hollywood. Despite the stress and strain of living a double life, Chamberlain's career continued to thrive. He achieved significant success and acclaim, becoming a respected figure in both television and film. Chamberlain publicly came out as gay in his 2003 autobiography, Shattered Love, a Memoir. In the book, he candidly discussed his struggles with his sexuality and the impact it had on his life and career. His decision to come out later in life was met with support and admiration, and it helped to challenge the stigma surrounding homosexuality in Hollywood.
Go get me a suit someplace. I'm gonna get some shut-eye before the bed cools.
Get your suit, Rocky. I ain't got any dough.
So?
Number 9. Sal Mino. Sal Mino is an acclaimed actor best known for his role in the 1955 classic Rebel Without a Cause. But just like the other faces on this list, he faced significant challenges as a closeted gay man in Hollywood. As you were about to see, his career and personal life provide just one more vivid example of the difficulties LGBTQ+ actors encountered during Hollywood's golden age. Sal Mino rose to fame with his portrayal of Plato in Rebel Without a Cause. He even went on to receive an Academy Award nomination for that role. He quickly became a teen idol and appeared in numerous films and television shows, including Giant in 1956 and Exodus later in 1960. While the latter earning him another Oscar nomination, there is no denying that his ever-present boyish charm and intense performances made him a beloved figure in Hollywood. You would think that Mino had it all, but you would be wrong. The times were not on his side, and being completely himself was not something he could afford. So he kept a big part of his identity a secret. However, his close relationship with James Dean was eventually rumored to be sexual. These rumors created a tension that only added to the complexity to his public and private life. To deflect suspicion about his sexuality, Mino made sure that he was seen with women in public. As the story goes, these relationships were sometimes staged or exaggerated just so nobody could question his heterosexual image. Sal Mino's life ended tragically when he was murdered in 1976 at the age of 37. His death brought renewed attention to his career and personal life and highlighted the struggles he faced as a closeted gay actor. Taking a look at his professional impact, we would say that his openness in later years about his relationships with men and his willingness to take on more controversial and challenging roles reflected his desire to break free from the constraints that had previously held him back. In the years following his death, Mino became an emblematic figure in the history of LGBTQ+ actors in Hollywood, as he represented both the immense talent and the personal hardships experienced by many.
With another man. Have mercy! Did you hear what it said? He said his wife has lain with another man.
Number 8. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was an iconic comedian and actor, often remembered for his groundbreaking work in stand-up comedy and films. Now, considering he made this list, you already know that rumors and allegations about his sexuality have also been part of his legacy. What are these rumors, and how did they all tie into Pryor's career and personal life? Well, you are about to find out. To begin with, Richard Pryor was a revolutionary figure in comedy best known for his raw, honest, and often controversial humor. His work in films like Silver Streak in 1976, Stir Crazy in 1980, as well as his own stand-up specials earned him acclaim and a devoted fan base. Pryor's comedy often tackled difficult subjects, including race, class, and personal struggles, with a fearless and candid approach. One topic he made sure not to take on was homosexuality. Remember, this was a time when the entertainment industry remained largely intolerant of openly gay individuals. The significant societal homophobia also made it difficult for anyone, especially celebrities, to come out openly. Hence, for a closeted gay actor, Richard Pryor's personal life was marked by complexity and turmoil. He was married 7 times to 5 different women and had several children. But despite his public heterosexual relationships, rumors about his sexuality persisted. In his 1955 autobiography titled Prior Convictions and Other Life Sentences, he hinted at having had sexual experiences with men. He spoke candidly about his complex sexuality, albeit in a way that left some ambiguity. Later in 2018, music producer Quincy Jones claimed in an interview that Pryor had a relationship with actor Marlon Brando. Pryor's widow, Jennifer Lee, also confirmed this to be true. She explained that Pryor was open about his bisexuality with friends and did not hide it in his personal life. At the end of the day, his comedy and public persona were multifaceted. It allowed him to express vulnerability and complexity without necessarily having to fully disclose his sexual orientation. Even better, his immense talent and the groundbreaking nature of his work often overshadowed discussions about his personal life.
Send my apology for my conduct of last night.
Oh, but Red.
I was very drunk and quite swept off my feet by your charms.
Number 7. Clark Gable. Famously known as the King of Hollywood, Clark Gable starred in iconic films such as It Happened One Night in 1934 and Gone with the Wind in 1939. Notably, his public persona was that of a rugged heterosexual leading man, but rumors and speculation about his sexuality still persisted over the years. The fact that his career spanned several decades made him one of the most beloved and successful actors in Hollywood history. His roles often portrayed him as a tough, masculine figure, and he was even considered a sex symbol of his time. His on-screen chemistry with female co-stars and his high-profile marriages surely also reinforced this heterosexual image. His on-screen romances with leading ladies like Vivien Leigh and Jean Harlow contributed to his image as a heterosexual icon. But as his career flourished, it became more difficult to hide his homosexual nature. The thought of any deviation from the norm was career-threatening. Still, there were rumors. To begin with, Gable's early years in Hollywood were marked by struggles and attempts to break into the industry. There have been claims that Gable had relationships with men during this period, including rumors about his involvement with actor William Haynes and director George Cukor. His first marriage to Josephine Dillon also fueled the rumors, For one, she was significantly older than him, and the marriage helped launch his career. Some biographers suggest that their relationship was more professional than romantic, further fueling speculation about his sexuality. Gable's rumored animosity towards openly gay director George Cukor, who was initially hired to direct Gone with the Wind, has particularly been cited as evidence. Cukor was replaced early in the production, allegedly at Gable's insistence, though the reasons for this remain unclear and are subject to speculation. A lover spat? Nobody could say for sure. There is no doubt that the rumors and speculation about his sexuality added a layer of intrigue and complexity to his life story. If anything, the rumors highlighted the broader challenges faced by LGBTQ+ individuals in the entertainment industry during the early to mid-20th century.
Characteristic strikes us. Now, what is the first thing you notice in a person?
Whether the person is male or female.
Number 6. Spencer Tracy. When calling on Hollywood's most esteemed actors, Spencer Tracy almost always makes the list. Best known for his work in films such as Inherit the Wind in 1960 and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner in 1967, he has also been the subject of countless rumors regarding his sexuality. Spencer Tracy's career spans several decades, during which he became renowned for his versatile acting and powerful performances. He won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actor and was widely respected by his peers. Before delving deeper, it is evident that Tracy's public image was that of a heterosexual man. We mean, he had a long-term affair with Katharine Hepburn. Tracy's public persona was that of a masculine, heterosexual man, and it was only reinforced by his roles in films and his highly publicized relationships with women. But somehow speculation about his private life has persisted. Let us begin with his 26-year affair with Katharine Hepburn, as this is coincidentally one of Hollywood's most famous love stories. While this relationship bolstered his heterosexual image, some biographers and historians suggest it may have just served as a convenient cover for both Tracy and Hepburn, who herself faced rumors about her sexuality. Interestingly, Tracy remained married to Louise Treadwell throughout his affair with Hepburn. Their marriage was often described as troubled, partly due to Tracy's struggles with alcoholism and his Catholic guilt over divorcing. Like many actors of his era, Tracy's sexuality was the subject of speculation within Hollywood circles. Some even argue that Tracy's marriage to Louise Treadwell was just to maintain the appearance of a conventional heterosexual family life. Whatever the case may be, it is admirable that despite the rumors and his complex personal life, Tracy's career remained remarkably successful. He is considered one of the greatest actors in film history, with numerous iconic roles and critical acclaim. If anything, we believe his ability to maintain his career and public image, despite potential private struggles, speaks to his talent and professionalism. If you've made it this far, do hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any updates from us.
How are you going to get on friendly terms with that?
Anything wrong, darling?
No.
Number 5. Rock Hudson. Is there any doubt that Rock Hudson was one of the most prominent leading men of Hollywood's golden age? We mean, becoming a symbol of masculine charm and romantic idealism in the 1950s and 1960s was no easy feat. However, behind this public persona, Rock Hudson was a closeted gay man. As we delve deeper, you will see that this story sheds light on the personal struggles and professional challenges faced by LGBTQ+ individuals in Hollywood during that time. Going back to the beginning, Rock Hudson's career took off with films like Magnificent Obsession in 1954, Giant in 1956, and a series of romantic comedies with Doris Day, such as Pillow Talk in 1959. With his rugged good looks and romantic leading roles, he became a top box office star. Hudson's public image was meticulously crafted to portray him as the epitome of heterosexual masculinity. But even such a rock-hard reputation could not keep the rumors away. You see, rumors about Rock Hudson's sexuality circulated throughout his career, despite the efforts of his management and the studios to maintain his heterosexual image. As the story goes, Hudson's agent, Henry Wilson, and the studios went to great lengths to hide his sexuality. This included arranging dates with actresses, staging public appearances, and even orchestrating a marriage to his secretary, Phyllis Gates, in 1955. The marriage lasted only 3 years and was widely believed to be a cover to quell rumors about his sexuality. Following the divorce, his off-screen persona was crafted to match his on-screen roles. By doing this, they tried to project the image of an eligible bachelor or devoted husband. He didn't really help his case, though, as he was often found at private parties and places where he could be more open about his sexuality away from the public eye. What he did get right was that he never publicly addressed his sexuality. Maintaining silence, even as rumors persisted, ultimately proved to be the most effective way to avoid scandal and potential career ruin. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with AIDS in the early 1980s and became one of the first major public figures to die from the disease in 1985.
Involved! We are all involved! Mom, a kid was killed tonight. I don't see how I can get out of that by pretending that it didn't happen. Well, you know that...
Number 4. James Dean. James Dean was an iconic figure in American cinema. His roles in Rebel Without a Cause in 1955, East of Eden, and Giant in 1956 earned him the status of a cultural legend. Despite his short-lived career due to an untimely death at the age of 24, his influence can never be ignored. No matter how brief, Dean's career left an indelible mark on Hollywood. He was celebrated for his intense method acting style and his ability to portray complex, emotionally charged characters. His rebellious image, combined with his brooding good looks, made him a symbol of youthful angst and nonconformity. But somewhere in all of that, his enigmatic persona fueled extensive speculation and rumors about his sexuality. Rumors about James Dean's sexuality and relationships with men have persisted for decades. Even with the scarceness of concrete evidence, some biographers and contemporaries have suggested that Dean's relationships with men were more than just platonic. It probably didn't help that Dean was known to have close relationships with prominent gay individuals in Hollywood. Notable examples were actor Sal Mino and playwright Tennessee Williams. These associations played a huge part in fueling speculation about Dean's own sexuality. In response to the rumors, Dean himself made ambiguous statements about his sexuality. He was once quoted as saying, "No, I am not a homosexual, but I am also not going to go through life with one hand tied behind my back." This statement has been interpreted in various ways, suggesting an openness to exploring his sexuality. So while Dean was often seen with women in public, his image as a rebel and nonconformist allowed for a certain level of ambiguity about his personal life.
Dexter, would you mind doing something for me?
Anything, what?
Get the heck out of here.
Oh, my dear Red, I couldn't do that. That wouldn't be fair to you.
Number 3. Cary Grant. Best known for his roles in classic films such as North by Northwest, Charade, and An Affair to Remember, Cary Grant is no doubt one of Hollywood's most beloved leading men from the Golden Age. His enviable career spanned over 3 decades, and during that time, he became one of the most successful and charismatic actors in Hollywood history. His charm, wit, and good looks certainly helped to position him as the go-to leading man in romantic comedies and thrillers. His on-screen chemistry with leading ladies such as Katharine Hepburn, Ingrid Bergman, and Grace Kelly further solidified his image as a heterosexual icon. But of course, this public image as a debonair and suave heterosexual man couldn't quit the rumors about his sexuality that would persist for decades. Rumors about Cary Grant's sexuality have been fueled by several factors, one of which is his relationship with Randolph Scott. The close friendship and alleged romantic relationship between the two actors was the stuff of legend. The two men lived together on and off for about 12 years in the 1930s and early 1940s. Their shared home, which they referred to as Bachelor Hall, and a series of photographs showing them together in intimate, domestic settings sparked speculation about their romantic relationship. On another note, Grant was married 5 times, but some believe they were just attempts to conform to societal expectations and deflect rumors about his sexuality. His marriages were often tumultuous and ended in divorce. With each divorce came even more speculation. But it was nothing a carefully managed public image couldn't control. His public persona projected sophistication and charm, which was obviously a strategy to deflect attention from his private life. So it is unsurprising that despite the rumors and speculation, Grant's career was marked by extraordinary success. He was nominated for 2 Academy Awards and even received an honorary Oscar in the year 1970.
Now that's how I'm going to clear the table.
Number 2. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando, a name present on every list of the most influential actors in the history of cinema. He is renowned for his roles in films like A Streetcar Named Desire, On the Waterfront, and The Godfather. Marlon Brando's career began on the stage before he became a major film star in the 1950s. Known for his intense method of acting and his roles as brooding, complex characters, Brando was a pioneering force in modern acting. His rugged looks and magnetic screen presence also made him a sex symbol of his time. But it also created room for questions about his sexuality. Early on, there were claims that Brando had relationships with several men. One of the most notable rumors involved a relationship with actor James Dean. Additionally, Quincy Jones, in a 2018 interview, claimed that Brando had a sexual relationship with comedian Richard Pryor. This claim was later confirmed by Pryor's widow, Jennifer Lee. Brando was married 3 times and had numerous relationships with women. He even fathered at least 11 children in his lifetime. While these relationships helped maintain his heterosexual image, they did not entirely quell speculation about his sexuality. At some point, Brando himself made statements that hinted at his bisexuality. In a 1976 interview with French journalist François Chalet, Brando said, "Sexuality is so much in fashion it no longer makes news. Like a large number of men, I, too, have had homosexual experiences, and I am not ashamed. I have never paid much attention to what people think about me." We believe this image as a rebellious and unconventional figure helped him navigate public curiosity. At the end of the day, his ability to achieve and sustain success while potentially managing a concealed aspect of his identity speaks to his resilience and dedication. Number 1. Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift was a highly respected actor known for his roles in A Place in the Sun, From Here to Eternity, and Judgment at Nuremberg. Clift's career began on the stage before transitioning to film in the late 1940s. He quickly gained recognition for his naturalistic acting style and emotional depth. His performances were characterized by a vulnerability and intensity that set him apart from other actors of his era. In fact, he is often cited as one of Hollywood's earliest method actors. But just as his life and career were marked by critical acclaim, he also had his share of personal struggles, one of which included his sexuality. Taking a closer look, you would find that Clift's sexuality was an open secret among his friends and colleagues. Close friends and contemporaries like actress Elizabeth Taylor were aware of his sexuality and supported him. Clift had numerous relationships with men throughout his life, and these relationships had to be conducted with great discretion to protect his career. Clift was known for his reclusive nature and avoided the Hollywood social scene. He lived in New York and rarely discussed his personal life in interviews. It is believed that the struggle to hide this aspect of his life carefully may have caused considerable emotional strain on him. Then came the near-fatal car accident in 1956 that significantly altered his appearance. This must have exacerbated his personal struggles, as subsequent surgeries added to his physical and emotional pain that eventually caused a reliance on drugs and alcohol. One particular reason why Clift earned a posthumous gay icon status was the fact that he did not go the extra mile to prove a point. Unlike many other actors who entered into marriages to maintain a heterosexual image, Clift did not get married. Overall, there is one common denominator from the stories of these outstanding actors. Their lives and experiences underscores the profound challenges and personal sacrifices required to navigate a career in Hollywood during a time of intense homophobia. So what do you think? Do share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. You also can't miss the next video on screen.